Hello, I'm Roly. I'm one. I'm a custodian of a woodland in Derbyshire, and this is video blog 64. Today we're not in our usual woodland. Instead, we're deep inside a secret woodland, one I can't name, because this place has its own magic. This is where the very best sweet chestnuts grow, and today I'm here with my mother. We're going foraging together, just like I once did with my dad when I was small. There's something special about returning to a place like this with family. As we walk, crunching leaves underfoot, it felt as if we're stepping through layers of memory. This woodland is quiet, soft, and full of that November stillness where everything seems to hold its breath. Dad first brought me here decades ago, on cold afternoons when our fingers were numb but our spirits were warm. We searched these same paths for the first fallen burs. When we found them, he'll grin and say, "These are good ones, Roly lad. These will roast beautifully." He always said the finest chestnuts appear at the start of November. Big, full, perfectly ripe. And he was right every time. Even now, stooping to lift this first glossy nut of the season, the memories come flooding back. Damp leaves, earthy scents, that feeling the woodland itself was quietly watching us. Today, as Mum picks up a bear and shows me the nut inside, it feels like old memories are meeting new ones, a thread running through generations. Dad used to share bits of folklore on these walks. The sweet chestnut, he'll say, was once considered a tree of steadfastness, planted by the Romans for nourishment, protection, and grounding, lad. In old countryside tales, a strong sweet chestnut was said to keep woodland spirits settled. And people believed that carrying 3 sweet chestnuts in your pocket brought luck through winter. But that luck only works if you pick the right chestnut. Because horse chestnuts, conkers, look beautiful but are poisonous. So how can you tell sweet chestnuts from horse chestnuts? You need to look at the leaves. Sweet chestnut leaves are long, glossy and sharply toothed. Horse chestnut leaves broad and fan-like, divided into leaflets. Victorians believed conkers kept spiders away, a softer echo of older folklore, that the open hand of the horse chestnut leaf warded off unwanted spirits. The spiky shell, or otherwise known as the bur, on sweet chestnuts are fiercely spiky burs with 1 to 3 nuts. Horse chestnut shells are fewer, with chunkier spikes, 1 conker inside. There is an old saying which described the sweet chestnut bur as a treasure chest guarded by thorns. The nuts of the sweet chestnuts are flattened on one side, pointed on the other. Conkers are perfectly round and glossy, but not edible. If you want to double check, look at the bark. You will notice the bark is deeply grooved, twisting in spirals, rough, ancient, sculpted by time. Folklore says the spirals follow the sun's journey. Horse chestnut's bark is much smoother, with flanked plates. The back never twists upwards. Dad would tap the trunks and say, if it twists, it's sweet. If it flakes, it's hoarse. Walking with my mum, I find myself passing on these same little tricks, a quiet inheritance. So once you find your hoard of sweet chestnuts, you are going to roast them. Every foraging trip ended with a fire. Today Mum and I brought a flask of mulled wine to warm our hands as we saw through our bounty of sweet chestnuts. There's something perfect about that moment. Steam rising from the cups, the woodland around us glowing gold, the smell of spices mixed with damp earth. It feels like a new layer added to an old tradition. So here are a few roasting tips my dad taught me. You need to score each chestnut, cut across or slit. Old folklore said, let the fairy out. But really it stops them exploding. So you need to soak them for 20 to 30 minutes, which softens the skins and releases the sweetness. Roast them over ambers, not flames. Flames scorch, ambers caramelize. Listen for the hiss and the pop. The chestnuts always sing before they're done. So you need to wrap them in a towel afterwards. They steam a little and become easier to peel. Eat them hot. That first hot chestnut of the season was once believed to bring luck for winter. As Mum and I sip here, drinking our mulled wine and talking softly, the forest feels incredibly alive, as if it recognizes this small ritual of gratitude and warmth. Coming back here with my mother, gathering sweet chestnuts beneath these twisting trunks, feels like a circle completing. The woodland holds childhood memories, stories my dad told me, and now the gentle laughter of today. The sweet chestnuts isn't just food, it's memory, it's family, it's tradition. A tree of warmth and old stories, offering its gifts year after year. So, how many do you think we've picked today then, Mum?
I couldn't say the exact amount, but all I know, it was a lot.
A lot.
Yes.
A lot.